Hello all. So today we'll be doing two problems in Pelton wheel turbine. The first one is a very simple problem, and the second problem we will be making use of the Bernoulli's equation to calculate the value of velocity. So coming to the first problem, I'll read out the problem first. A Pelton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 10 meter per second with a jet of water flowing at a rate of 700 liters per second under a head of 30 meters. The buckets deflect the jet through an angle of 160 degree. Calculate the power given by the water to the runner and the hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. Assume the coefficient of velocity as 0.98. So first of all, I'll just jot down or write down whatever values are given to us. So we have the bucket speed. So in your Pelton wheel, U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U, that is equal to 10 meter per second. They have given the discharge. Your discharge is nothing but the area of the jet into the velocity V1. So that is equal to 700 liters per second. Since I'm converting everything into SI units, I'm converting into meter cube per second. So it becomes 0.7 meter cube per second. The head here, the net head is given. In case the gross head is given, they will be giving you other details. So the net head H, capital H, is equal to 30 meters. The angle of deflection is 160. So if the angle of deflection is given, phi value can be calculated as 180 minus 160, that is equal to 20 degrees. And the coefficient of velocity is given as 0.98. So in these problems, it's always mandatory to draw the velocity triangle. So here, what and all is given? Your U1 and U2 is equal to U, that is 10 meters is given. Your V1 is not given. Instead, they have given the value of CV and H so that we can calculate V1. The angle of deflection is given. This angle is given as 160. So if I know this angle, I can calculate phi angle because this angle is also 160. I can calculate 180 minus 160, that is equal to 20 degrees. So now we'll get on to the problem. So here is my velocity triangle. So knowing V1 and U1, I can calculate the relative velocity. For my work done, I have to calculate VW1, that is equal to V1. Coming to the outlet, we know VR1 is equal to VR2. So knowing VR2, I can calculate VW2. Your VW2 is VR2 cos phi minus U2. Since U1, U2 is equal to U, I can write it as U also. So here V1 is CV into root 2 GH. So when I substitute it, I'll be getting the value of V1 as 23.77 meter per second. So at inlet, very clearly, these steps is very important. At inlet, VR1 I'm calculating, V1 I've calculated already, minus U, that is 10. So I get the relative velocity as 13.77 meter per second. Then for my work done, I need to calculate VW1, that is equal to V1, that is 23.77 meter per second. Now coming to outlet, we know that VR2 is equal to VR1, that is equal to 13.77 meter per second. And then we have to calculate VW2, that is given by VR2 cos phi minus U, which is equal to 13.77 cos 20 minus 10, and we get the value as 2.94 meter per second. Now we'll calculate the work done per second, that is rho A V1 into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Here rho is the density of water. We know that it is 1000 kg per meter cube. Into 0.7 is a discharge. Your A into V1 is a discharge. Into VW1 plus VW2, we have calculated both these values into 10. We get the value as 1,86,970 Newton meter per second. The units are important. Now, if I divide this work done per second by 1000, I'll be getting the power given to the runner or to the turbine is equal to 186.97 kilowatts. So after the power is calculated, my next step is to calculate the hydraulic efficiency. It is given by the formula 2 into VW1 plus VW2 into U divided by V1 square. So if I substitute the values here, I'll be getting the efficiency as 0.9454, that is equal to 94.54 percentage. Now coming to the next problem. The next problem is a little bigger problem. So because of that, since so many values are there, I have given the values in bold red letter. So I'll read out the problem. A Pelton wheel is working under a gross head of 400 meters. The water is supplied through penstock of diameter 1 meter and length 4 kilometers from the reservoir to the Pelton wheel. The coefficient of friction for the penstock is given as 0.008. The jet of water of diameter 150 mm strikes the buckets of the wheel and gets deflected to an angle of 165 degrees. The relative velocity of water at outlet is reduced by 15% due to the friction between inside surface of the bucket and the water. If the velocity of the bucket is 0.45 times the jet velocity at inlet and mechanical efficiency is 85%, determine the first one, power given to the runner, second one, shaft power, third one, hydraulic efficiency, and also the overall efficiency. So a lot of details are given. We'll try to comprehend one by one. And they've asked you to find out two powers and two efficiency. Power given to the runner, that is the runner power, shaft power, hydraulic efficiency, and overall efficiency. So now, so whatever we have highlighted in red, one by one, I'll be writing it down. So my gross head is given. So my net head has to be calculated. Now net head calculation, I can calculate net head as gross head minus losses. Now for calculating the losses, I use my friction, Darcy's friction equation, that is equal to 4 FLV square by 2GD. Now here in this expression, they have not given V. Your V is a velocity of flow in penstock. So I can't directly use that equation. Okay. So if I can't use that equation, the next equation I can use is my Bernoulli's equation. Okay. And whenever Bernoulli's equation is valid, my continuity equation also comes into picture. Remember that I am introducing my continuity and Bernoulli's equation because directly they have not given me values for calculating my net head. So I come back again, your gross head is given as 400. The diameter of the penstock is given as 1 meter. The length of the penstock is given as 4 kilometer. I'm converting into SI units, that is 4,000 meter. Darcy's friction factor is given as 0.008. Small d, that is the diameter of jet, is given as 150 mm. I'm converting into meters, that is 0.15 meters. The angle of deflection is 165. I can calculate the phi value as 15. And here they have specified very clearly, in Pelton wheel, always VR1 is equal to VR2 unless it is, otherwise it is specified. So here they have told there is a reduction. In the problem they told the relative velocity of water at outlet is reduced by 15%. It is reduced. So it is not VR2 is equal to VR1. Your VR2 is reduced by 15. So it will become 1 minus 0.15. That is equal to 0.85 VR1. And again, the relationship is given. The velocity of bucket is equal to 0.45 times the velocity of jet. So I've written down here U is equal to 0.45, and I've also given you the mechanical efficiency, that is equal to 85%. Your mechanical efficiency, if you remember your previous classes, that is equal to your shaft power divided by your runner power. The runner power is the input, shaft power is the output. Now before we go to Bernoulli's equation, I'll get back to the figure again. Now here, this is my dam, this is my Pelton wheel turbine. Now here, this is a penstock. Now Bernoulli's equation, I have to use at 2 points. So which is the first point? I'll take this point here, okay, the free surface of water upstream of the dam. And the second point, I'll take it here. just when the water is coming outside. It is a connected system. I can very well use it. So here A section, here B section. Now whenever I use Bernoulli's equation, remember I need to have a datum. The datum is a reference. So I'm assuming this is my reference line. The outlet of nozzle is my reference line, and I'm ignoring the small value. I'm just neglecting the small difference between them. So this is my datum value. So as I told you earlier, if Bernoulli's equation is valid, your continuity equation also is valid. Sorry. So I'll be using the continuity equation at penstock, area at penstock, your discharge both the same. So discharge is given by area into velocity. Area of the penstock into its velocity is equal to the area of the nozzle into its velocity. Okay, so I'll be using my continuity equation at penstock and nozzle, and then I'll be using my Bernoulli's equation at the free surface. This is point A, and this outlet of nozzle point B, and this is my reference. Okay, and since I'm considering losses, my equation will look like this: PA by rho g plus VA square by 2g plus ZA is equal to PB by rho g plus VB square by 2g plus ZB plus HF. So here I'm considering only the major loss, that is loss due to friction. Now I'm using the equations. So using continuity equations, we have, this is my penstock. So I have got pi by 4 capital D square. I'm assuming V is a velocity of flow in penstock into pi by 4 small d square into V1. I'm writing this V in terms of capital V in terms of V1. So when I write it, I'll be getting capital V, that is the velocity of flow in penstock, is equal to 0.15 square divided by 1 square into V1. So my capital V is equal to 0.0225 V1. Let this be equation 1. Now next I'm applying my Bernoulli's equation at the free surface and outlet of nozzle. So at the free surface, my pressure is atmospheric. Okay, and the reference of my pressure measurement is atmospheric. So I'm taking that pressure is 0. Remember, atmospheric pressure is not 0. My reference is my atmospheric pressure. You call that as a gauge pressure if you remember. So because of that, I'm taking that as 0. Since it's a free surface, just upstream, there is no velocity. My velocity is also 0. My datum, I told you, my datum is this line. I'm neglecting the small this. So my datum is very much from the free surface till this point is my gross head. The small, this in value, I'm neglecting it. Okay, it is not 0, I'm neglecting it. So I'll be getting the left hand side is equal to HE. Coming to the right hand side, remember in a Pelton wheel at the nozzle, your pressure is, your energy is totally kinetic. The pressure is maintained at atmospheric pressure. So here also it is atmospheric. Since I'm measuring with respect to atmospheric pressure, I'm taking PB is equal to 0. VB, velocity of B is a velocity through the nozzle or jet velocity. I'm taking it as V1 square by 2G. ZB is 0 since my datum itself is at the outlet of nozzle. This I'm taking it as a datum, so your ZB will become 0 plus 4FL V square by 2GD. Now I'll be substituting everything. I know HG value, V1 and V are unknown. Be substituting all the other value, the L value, F value, D value. Now I'm not having much use of capital V. V1 I have to use in my equations. So because of that, what I'm doing, I'm writing this capital V in terms of V1. Remember, V1 is a jet velocity which I'll be using in my equations to calculate my power. So this capital V I'm writing in terms of small v1. So I'm substituting this v as 0.0225 v1. So when I substitute it and solve it further, you have to solve it a little bit. I'll be getting v1 is equal to 0, not 0. v1 is equal to 85.83 meter per second. Now with this, I come to the end of Bernoulli's equation. I have got the initial data. Like in the previous problem, I'll be again calculating V1, U, at inlet, at outlet, etc. So again, the velocity triangle is the same. The only difference here is instead of VR1 is equal to VR2, they have told that there's a reduction in energy. Okay, sorry, the reduction in velocity, not energy. So we have VR2 is equal to 0.85 times VR1. Again, your VR1 is given by V1 minus U1. U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. So I can very well write it as V1 minus U. VW1 is equal to V1. Now coming to outlet, we have VW2 is equal to VR2 cos phi. VR2 cos phi is this line minus U2. I'll be getting VW2. Now here V1 we know 85.83 meter per second. U, they have told in the problem that it is 0.45 times V1. So when I substitute it, I'll be getting U as 38.62 meter per second. So since I know V1 and U, I'll be coming at inlet. Relative velocity, I'll be calculating at 1. So I'll be getting relative velocity 85.83 minus 38.62. I'll be getting 47.21 meter per second. Then VW1 is equal to V1 is equal to 85.83 meter per second. Next, coming to outlet, there's a change here. Your VR1 is not equal to VR2. They have mentioned in the problem there's a decrease of 15%. That's why I'm substituting VR2 is equal to 0.85 times VR1. If I substitute that, I'll be getting VR2 is equal to 40.13 meter per second. Using that, I'm calculating VW2. So I'll be getting VR2 cos phi minus U. So if I substitute it in the equation, I'll be getting VW2 is equal to 0.143 meter per second. If you have noticed in the previous problem and this problem, you can know that VW2 is very less compared to your VW1. Now again here, work done per second, rho A V1 into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Here A is given, your diameter small d is given. So with respect to that, I'm calculating the area using the formula pi by 4 into d square, small d square, that is 0.15 square. 1000 is the density of water. V1 is the velocity. VW1 plus V1 as substituted. So I'll be getting work done per second as 50 lakh 33,580 Newton meter per second. Again, I repeat, units are very important. Now power given to the runner is dividing by 1000. So I'll be getting 5033.580 kilowatt. Now the next thing they have asked is the shaft power. For calculating the shaft power, they've given the mechanical efficiency. So if mechanical efficiency is equal to your input is your runner power, output is your shaft power. So I'll be getting shaft power as 0.85 times the runner power. So that is equal to shaft power is 4278.5 kilowatt. Now, like the previous problem, I'm calculating the hydraulic efficiency 2 into VW1 plus VW2 into U by V1 square. If I substitute it, I'll be getting hydraulic efficiency as 0.9014, that is 90.14%. And the last thing they have asked you is the overall efficiency. Overall efficiency is mechanical efficiency into hydraulic efficiency. If I multiply these both, I'll be getting it as 0.7662, that is equal to 76.62%. So we come to the end of today's class. Thank you.